You're back. It's your favorite Naija boy, and this is your favorite show, the Rants of a Naija Boy podcast, a podcast where I have something to say about everything. Right here, right now, I'm with one of my realest guys in the building, man. My guest for today, Easy, bro. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
I'm good, my brother. What's happening?
Yeah, everything is happening. You know what's really interesting? Last time we had an episode, from a critical perspective, from what critics have said, that's my best episode. So you know that I hit you up later and I told you that yo is getting a lot of positive reviews. So I said we just had to run it back. We had to do it again for sure. So what's happening? How you been? The biggest surprise is you are still in the country. The last episode we concluded that you were going to leave and now you're still in the country.
Unfortunately. But that's the thing with the whole JAPA thing, like everybody is so into it. So like the queue and the traffic and everything, like everybody wants to. So it's like taking a bit of time. But it's going to happen.
So it's further down the line now, but you are still going to Japan.
It's closer to the line.
It's closer to the line. Yeah. So yeah, Japan this year, next year.
This year.
What happened? What made you give up on Nigeria? What's the issue? There's no hope because I know you are into tech, and tech is the most booming thing right now.
Exactly, but if we're talking about tech, we're way behind in Nigeria. You get like.
Is that not a time for you to step up your game? Since you are way behind, step up your game and be the best.
No, they don't want us to step up the game.
Who are they that are stopping you from stepping?
I'm talking about the government. They wouldn't want us to step up the game because it's going to reduce a lot of things, like the budget they're getting, the jobs and everything. And
wait. No, hold on. How does giving you opportunities reduce the jobs, the budget? Where's the correlation? I'm struggling here.
I'm saying, for example, let's say I'm working on a project to work on some analysis that would give. I'm not going to dive deep into it.
No, you don't need to dive deep. Just give me a periphery of what you're trying to say because I'm struggling.
Because you know the whole future of AI, it's going to reduce a lot of jobs, yeah?
Yeah, potentially.
You know, it's already happening.
Potentially.
It's already happening.
Potentially.
So if we go into that and then they realize they don't need this amount of jobs and whatever, the budget they're getting wouldn't be as much as what they were getting before. They're going to definitely block it.
Okay, so now, let's quickly dive into ChatGPT or the AI. So now we're looking at a world where AI is taking over everything. I said AI. No, AI. AI is taking over everything. If AI takes over everything, you go to places like America. I don't know which country or Japan you don't need to release that information. But you go to another country. Doesn't that then limit your opportunities? Because you know that those other countries will utilize the AI way more than Nigeria utilizes AI. So no, we'll be smarter now in this time to actually stay in Nigeria where you know that there's a huge possibility AI will not take as many jobs in Nigeria as it would in other countries.
But then, I know myself, I know my capabilities, so wherever I am, bro, I'm going to make it. But then, again, back to Nigeria, I don't think the government care about the youth. It's evident, it's quite obvious with the last election and everything, like the way things are going. I don't really think they have our best interest in heart.
And that's actually my issue to an extent. Wait, first of all, Buhari did 8 years or is going to 8 years. Over 10, what would you rate Buhari?
Like 10 being the shittiest?
No, like 10, over 10, 1 to 10. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I don't know, man. I can't rate that nigga. It's probably going to be minus or something.
And you know my issue with Buhari? And I've said this thing before. I think he was unfathomably bad, and this is not me being overly critical of what he did. He was bad. He was abysmal to the point where it's beyond comprehension. Like, if me and you were to be, maybe there was a thing like partnership presidents or whatever. If me and you were to be presidents, and we put in effort, and we're actually adamant and deliberate that we want to be failures, we would have never been as bad as Buhari.
Yeah, he was very callous about the whole presidency thing. Like he didn't care about. He was very nonchalant about the whole thing.
That's the nonchalance was my biggest issue. And the thing with good luck was a disappointment, was a failure. But at least you could see that good luck showed empathy. Because there were times maybe there will be a bomb blast, there will be an attack.
Why do you think good luck was a failure?
Because it was evident now. I feel a lot of things.
Evident? Oh.
No, that's what I'm going to. I feel a lot of things were just, it was inevitably going to happen. So I can't really blame everything on Buhari. Because there are so many things. When it comes to embezzlement, good luck really messed up in terms of embezzlement. When it comes to how he ran the country, efficiency, look at the parastatals, there were so many things that were failures. So I'm just saying, I can't really put every single blame on Buhari because the thing with Buhari is that regardless of who came in, even if you got in Albert Einstein to come to rule the country, there were so many problems that Goodluck left behind that the country would have still had so many sectors classified as a disaster.
I don't believe that, because when Buhari was he Minister of Transportation and Information?
Petroleum, then we weren't even born yet.
And then even then, like he crippled our economy. So I think it's like a hobby of his.
No,
So
I don't have numbers to back that, but
he did actually. You could check. So like the whole thing with Buhari coming back and saying he wanted to be the president, and I actually voted for Buhari because I thought like someone that like.
Wait, you voted for him the first regime or the second regime?
The first regime.
That's
like
2015.
yes, because I actually believed in the whole politician. Like
a lot of people believed in the movement, not just you.
Exactly, because I'm like, if he's fighting this hard, is like he has nothing to gain, and he's someone that's not like. He doesn't really care about the money in politics, about the embezzlement. About
But why do people think that?
everything.
Why do you think he doesn't care about the money in politics
Because
that
he's
much?
someone that like he cut his own budget, man.
He cut his own budget, but that doesn't necessarily have to do with him. He has to do with the country.
That
as
means
a whole. But
like
personally,
that
his own
alone-
personal finance, I don't think he was that affected by what he did.
I think that alone goes as far as to show that he doesn't really care about the money. So I thought like this time is like going to be some major impact thing. Yeah. And then he did the exact same thing he did when he was the Minister of Petroleum. This is the worst Nigeria I've ever been economically.
No, that's facts. But that's what I'm saying, that it's not because of him it's the worst. It's because of the actions of the past leaders too. They've messed up to the point where no matter who came to take over, it would have still been a disappointment to an extent. That's what I'm saying. So you can't really pin it on just Buhari fully.
I don't believe so. You took the oath to be the president. You said you were going to fix
That's what I'm
things,
saying.
yeah.
Buhari has been
Like
bad,
you
but
knew what was
blaming
there.
everything on him is unfair.
No, you knew what was on ground.
That's
before
the
you
thing.
went
We're
for
not sure he
everything.
knew. We're not sure he knew how difficult. I think with Buhari, one thing is that if he knew how difficult and tasking the job was going to be before, I don't think he would have run. Because the job was bigger than him, he could never feel the shoes.
You think a presidential candidate will run for an election without
Knowledge or
knowing
prior knowledge.
Exactly.
No, you would never do that. But there are so many times you come into a job not knowing how difficult the job is going to be, how tasking is going to be, how many problems you encounter while on the job. So it could work. I'm not defending him. I've said he's a failure beyond comprehension.
This is someone that's a military man and whatnot. He was a military man, so it's like compromise and handling situations. You would think it's something he's going to be good at.
Why? Because the military man. What does that have to do?
No, like exactly a military man that was Minister of Petroleum. He has something to do. He knows
He
a
should
little
know
bit
what it
about
takes.
the system.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Again, you're a presidential candidate, and then you would definitely know the budget that was on ground, the things that have not been completed, the mess up that everybody had made before you, and then you still decide to run for it.
Okay. To an extent, we can say that politics is not just about you; it's about your team. So now, let's say, I've always said this, and I've said this thing consistently. I'd rather have one bad president and 36 good governors than have one good president and 36 bad governors. So as much as I want to apportion the blame to Buhari and say he's been a failure, which he has been, is a matter of fact. It's not just my opinion or my perception of the issue. But we have had, how many good governors do we have in Nigeria realistically? So I don't want us to dwell too much on this guy because he's gone. But how many governors have we had that will say that this guy is actually above expectations, performing to expectations? So it's complicated to an extent.
Forget about, let's put aside the governors for a minute, yeah?
Let's talk about
say I run a company, I'm the CEO, yeah? And then things are supposed, like people are expecting things to go well.
Yeah, sure.
I came with the impression and assurance
you came with objectives
that I'm going to change things, yeah?
Yeah, 100.
And then it didn't work out that way. Instead, it got much worse than it has ever been. Who would you blame?
No, obviously, it's the person at the top.
The CEO.
But you know, you've worked in companies to understand that sometimes it's beyond the control of the CEO.
But
There are so many times.
Who would you blame?
No, realistically, but I'm just saying, if
because I made the decision to be the CEO, I made the decision that I'm going to take all these responsibilities on my head.
For sure, 100%.
You get.
But I'm just saying, you've worked in companies. I've worked in companies where we understand that sometimes the CEO can't look at everything. There are so many issues that will be under departments. I can't expect the CEO to be going to every single department, looking at what this person's objective is, looking at what this person's target is. It gets too difficult. In fact, it's literally impossible to do it. And you know it, I know it. That's what I'm saying. So as much as we say that this guy has been bad,
but then,
all the blame does not go to him.
But then, if the company does thrive, who does the praises go to?
Exactly, it goes to the CEO.
And if
but
the CEO
apportions praise
who
to,
does it go to?
The CEO apportions praise to. The CEO will say that this person delivered, this person in this department delivered, this person in this department delivered. So when it comes to an issue of the CEO gets the praise, he actually apportions praise to people that have worked under him. When things go bad, they are putting all the shit to the CEO, which is unfair.
Basically, no, it's not, because you chose to be there. Basically, what I'm saying is, if you choose to be a leader of a nation, of
you
a
should
country,
take the knack.
You're the only one that's going to get it. You chose that position, you wanted the position, and you got it.
Okay, so I think, when was the election? I'm trying to remember a date. I'm struggling. Election was sometime in February. You are sitting in your house. You are looking at INEC. They are putting out results. Wait, did you support the Tinubu camp? And you just say that Tinubu is actually the president of Nigeria? Because at that point, I felt I was lost for words. I did not know the exact thing I felt because I was strongly against Tinubu. The
thing is, I wouldn't say I was strongly against Tinubu, because I feel like if the guy was maybe
younger,
that's
fact. Enter my
you get, like, if he was younger, maybe.
No, I believe not even a maybe. I believe he would have done well if he was younger.
Why do you think so?
You look at track record. As in, one thing you can't take away from this guy.
Track record?
I'm using Tinubu's vocabulary. What he did for Lagos, and in as much as we say that whoever came in would have done a good job, we don't know that. What we know is that Tinubu went in and Tinubu did a good job. You look at what he has done before, the people he has put on. This person is a minister, this person is a governor, he's eye for talent. So I'm just saying, if he wasn't, I know that he has always been corrupt, but at this point, you just take what you can get. Who is not corrupt amongst the leaders?
Why do you think he did a good job?
In Lagos, when you look at their internally generated revenue, when you look at the amount of employment he created, when you look at the roads, there are so many things he did there. So when you look at infrastructure, internally generated revenue, as in, when you just look at the positives, and he did one of the most important jobs in Nigeria.
What's that?
Putting the right people in important positions.
How are you sure they were the right people?
Because they performed, they delivered. It doesn't matter your perception of them. What matters is them having a target and delivering.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
Tinubu single-handedly monetized Lagos State. You know that, right?
That's another side to it. That's another angle. Single-handedly, I don't know. That's questionable.
No. Single-handedly, he did. Because his wife, what position does she hold?
School me. School me now, I'm lost.
She's like the longest sitting Senate in the...
Yeah, that's fact.
And then his daughter.
The same thing. Longest sitting.
Lodger of the whole Lagos State.
So does that take away from what he did? I'm not. Which is corruption? Okay, I'm hearing.
I'm getting to that. And then his son,
Yeah, I know what his son is a big boy in Abuja, myself, everywhere.
So the money that's coming in, like, we're not even talking about Toge. We're not talking about he single-handedly monetized Lagos State. But then, chill. Yes, he made the blueprint. Yeah, they say he made the blueprint.
No, that's actually what happened. But I don't need to be as well supporting Tinubu, but that's what happened.
He made the blueprint, and then everyone that has been there after him has been through his influence, directly or indirectly.
Yeah, to an extent.
Yeah, so they are working on the blueprint he made.
Yeah, to an extent.
But then Lagos was a republic before it became a state.
Yeah, to an extent. Okay, so that's fact, not to an extent.
Do you know? Can you imagine the potential Lagos might have had if someone had come with a different idea?
Exactly my point. Or that's an imagination. You don't know that. No. You know. I'm hearing.
Other than like the blueprint Tinubu laid out, Lagos could have been way better. Lagos.
That's what we don't know that. That's what I'm saying. We don't know that.
Lagos did not get what did they get? call it allocation from. I think there was a time.
There was a period there was no allocation.
Yeah, for like 2 years.
They had to sustain themselves on IGR.
And they didn't change anything. Price weren't increased. The citizens didn't even notice. That's how
much revenue they generate.
Lagos is. You get no other state can survive that. Not even Abuja. Do you understand?
You know, the analogy I would love to use is that, okay, just like in footballing terms, you don't watch football. So we say that a team is this successful now, then maybe the star player leaves, and the star player gets all the praise every single time. Mm-hmm. The star player then leaves, then they still get to an extent of success what they had before the star player left. So it's just the same thing like saying, Tinubu did well for Lagos, then he left as governor of Lagos, and they are still thriving. So it would be unfair to say that if anybody else was in that position, he would have done better. We don't know that.
He might have done better.
That's a possibility. But what we know is that he was there and he did a good job.
He did good, but he did good. Again, with the resources Lagos had and everything, he could have run way better.
That's what you say. Then we look at a place like Nigeria with the resources Nigeria had. We know the resources Nigeria have and they've been having for a very long period of time. We would have said anybody else would have done better than Obasanjo. Anybody else would have done better than Yar'Adua for the very short period that he was president. Anybody else would have done better.
So do you think
but we don't know that
better than those guys now?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's an assumption, but we don't know that.
Exactly.
So give the man his flowers.
Exactly. So
as much as we hate him, give him his flowers.
I don't hate him. I have nothing
as much as
against
Nigerians,
him,
not you per se.
Nigerians
dislike him.
But then I'm saying like if you never give chance for another idea, if you never, because people have ideas, bro. There are a lot of ideas out there, brilliant ones, things that would change. Bro, see the whole thing with Dubai. How many years did it take them?
No.
You don't understand. No, I'm not saying like someone should change the whole country, but the standard that Lagos had already have, the foundation.
Yeah, they would have
definitely
been better.
If someone comes with a different idea, and it could have been better, it might have been better.
But we don't know that.
But we would never know because
we would never know exactly.
Why would we never know? Because everyone that has been there has been influenced by Tinubu.
My bro, we actually do too long on the whole Tinubu thing. I wish him all the best, and I wish Nigerians all the best. But realistically, is there anything that can keep you in Nigeria? Is there any opportunity that can come up for you in Nigeria? Or you've made up your mind, you must leave this country no matter what?
Well, if I'm being totally honest, I actually got in a dilemma once about this. Because I got a job offer that like...
In Nigeria?
In Nigeria, that like relatively pays well compared to like other jobs. You know, like the pay is...
No, you don't understand. When it comes to pay, it's subjective.
Yeah, like the pay is really good in Nigeria. You get...
I still don't know what you're talking about, because really good to me could be this, really good to you could be this.
No, like for an entry job where it's about like 500 grand.
That's really good.
You get like you get so...
ridiculously good.
And that's just the start. So like I got the offer and then, you know, my dreams to do what I want to do. And I don't think I can do that yet. So like I was in a dilemma. I was thinking of the whole thing, like would I stay, like how much would Nigeria have to pay me
for it to
give up all my dreams?
But what if you go there now and God forbid what you're earning is not up to the 500,000? That's if you convert it to Naira.
Like I said, I know who I am and I know my capabilities, so that's no problem. So I was thinking about the thing, like how much would Nigeria have to pay me to give up all my dreams? Because that would mean like I would have to be like working on this. But then I don't mind that as long as I'm in a position to make something impactful in time. Because, like I said, I don't think the government care about us. So they definitely do not care about our kids. So, like, if I think all the people that have JAPA, I think they should come back and do something. Put something, because they know how it is here.
Wait, that's the element here. You might want to
like,
JAPA.
If I'm put in a position here that I know in certain period of time I can make an impactful, positive change, I think I would stay here.
Look, the thing with me about the whole JAPA thing, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not speaking about you, I'm just speaking because the whole JAPA mentality. There's a strong chance you leave this country and you go out and you become more of a mess than you were in Nigeria. There's no assurance for anybody that once you go out of this country, you'll be successful. And what I believe is that if you cannot find any means of income for yourself in Nigeria, you have no means of income. You are dead as flat as broke. I don't believe you are going to be successful there. Because regardless of the limitations in Nigeria, if you cannot find one single thing that I know you are good at that can earn you some money, no matter how little the cash is, I don't believe you are going to go there and strive.
I just told you about the offer,
That's you. I'm talking about a wider scope. I'm looking at Nigerians in general because there are so many people that you sleep and wake up at home. You do nothing with your life, and you just expect that you are leaving the country and you are going to have a dream.
But why do you think they should stay in a country where it doesn't really care about them? This is why I think they don't care about them, because we are in ABJ now, bro. It's hard for anybody to get a job without connection, without nepotism, without one or two things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying these are people that are looking for jobs. No matter how
qualified you are for the job. You understand? And then the tech thing. Why do you think it's tech people that JAPA the most?
No, there are more opportunities there and the pay is more now.
There are more opportunities and the pay is more there, but then they also do not regard them.
Yeah, exactly. What I'm saying is that if you are doing nothing basically, you have to be qualified to an extent. The mentality in Nigeria is that I don't want to throw any occupation under the bus, but the mentality in Nigeria is that there are so many people who are not at the least qualified and they feel they are leaving the country. So sometimes you actually have to ask yourself, how much of the problem is the country and how much of the problem is you yourself? So it could be an issue and you think that you just leave the country. That there are so many people that are outside Nigeria that are suffering. Not like all suffering. They are destitute, they are wretched, their lives are ridiculously wretched, and they are starving themselves. Not starving themselves, but their financial situation.
They'd rather still be there than come back home.
You can never tell. You can never tell because they just feel that they are better off like that. But I'm just
because they know if whenever they choose to change their life, whatever, whenever they choose to wake up, there's actually something waiting there for them. There's actually an opportunity.
You don't know that. You're just assuming that there will be an opportunity waiting for them. There are people that don't have jobs. There are so many. Okay, I have this friend. I don't want to dive into details of my friends, but there are friends I have that came from very good homes, and the plan was just to go there and start something. And they are working in care homes, cleaning the bodies of old people. So, for me, if you have not tried yourself in Nigeria and seen that, okay, I'm giving it, I'm putting ample effort, I'm doing a lot of work, I'm getting some sort of revenue for myself. If you've not made that effort and seen results to an extent, and you feel that you just go out there and you just survive and you have a good life, then you're living in cuckoo land, you're deceiving yourself.
Do you know how much they pay the guys in care homes?
I don't know.
Exactly.
£300 and the rest.
That is the same reason why you would rather be there than come back here.
But so your plan now, you want to go there, you want to get married there, will you come back?
Did I say I want to get married there?
What's your plan?
I'm going to go there, I'm going to chase my career, I'm going to chase my dreams, I'm going to do what I have to do to get to where I want to get.
Meaning if that takes 30 years of your life, you'll be there for 30 years, you won't come back tonight?
It's not going to take 30 years of my life.
Like your confidence.
It's not going to take 30 years of my life. So I'm going to do what I have to do, I'm going to work as hard as I need to work. I have my plans in place, like, you understand? So, like, the remote jobs, whatnot, like I have remote jobs offers that are going to be good also, but then it's hard to get a remote job, an international remote job when you're in Nigeria. Because
But actually comes back to my question: is there any family in this your plan? Are you looking at family, growing a family outside, not in Nigeria, raising your family outside? Are you looking at that?
No, that's what I was saying at the beginning. Like, I would like, after everything, even if I get after everything, I would still like to come back here and do something impactful. You get? So even if I have a family or whatever, we would still come back here.
It's better for you to come back here
and do things. Because, like I said, I still don't think the government care about us. So they definitely would not care about our kids. So, like, we have to look out for our future, ourselves, because we know this. And that's the thing with Nigerians. We're hustlers. We don't care about the government. We don't wait for the government. We go out and get our things. We don't understand. We go out and get our things.
Into motivation.
No. It's
fact.
Like, this is who we are. That is who we are. Like, that's what we've been doing. That is what you are doing. You don't understand.
I don't know if I'm doing
You're
that.
not waiting for. Are you waiting for the government?
You don't know that. You don't know
are you waiting for the government? I'm asking you. Are you waiting for the government?
But moving on.
Exactly.
So now, the reason why I was talking about marriage and you living there is that, are you ready for prenup and the rest? Because I actually want to dive into. Have you heard of this footballer Hakimi?
Yeah, I heard.
You know the situation, the prenuptial agreement and everything.
Very interesting, man.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the first takeaway I took out of it is that okay, outside the country, the rules are you split your assets in half, or whatever the wife or the spouse demands that is of lower income, then we are going to go with that deal. But the first thing is that don't do that with your father. If you are putting your business under somebody's name, don't try with your father. Try with your mother, because your father can abscond and go with that money and get himself a body and do something. Not your father or my father, but people's daddies.
Definitely not my father is dead. Go ahead.
R.I.P. man. But as I was saying, Sha, that situation in Nigeria, one of the things I love about Nigeria, we don't have things like that, and the tax system is weaker in Nigeria. I wouldn't say the system is weaker, but what I would say is that you don't have as many taxes in Nigeria as we have outside. So the tax system, a lot of people don't understand it because of a lot of people are not even involved in it. You can get people in their 20s, they've never paid tax in their life, 29, 28, except you are paying tax on your salary. But there, look at the tax system, look at the prenup and everything. And so, to an extent, Nigeria does have its own benefits.
You even get a job to put you in that situation. If you try to be an entrepreneur and make a business of yourself, the Nigerian government, the FCTA,
this guy, you hate the government.
No, I don't.
But you're just speaking reality. Yeah.
I have brothers in EFCC and everything. You don't understand. I'm saying fact because I wouldn't be bad. Like, they will try to frustrate the shit out of you just because you're trying to make something out of yourself, because without them, you don't understand. They would come like, this, pay this tax. This is this, pay this tax. And that's for some. Ask anyone that runs a restaurant.
No, the capital needed to fund the restaurant is crazy. But I don't really know about
besides
the tax.
in Nigeria. Besides the capital, just ask anybody what they face.
The taxing
ask
system.
Any entrepreneur what they face.
No, you're talking of restaurants or entrepreneurs in general.
Entrepreneur in general in Nigeria, yeah.
Me, I'm an entrepreneur now. I'm not facing anything.
You're still growing now. You're still growing now. You're still ranting.
No, for sure. My brother Izzy, thank you very much for coming up on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
You've shared your take, a lot of takes that I disagree with. You disagree with a lot of my takes too. But that's the beauty of the conversation, the fact that we can actually reach common ground regardless of having a difference in opinions.
Obviously.
So I appreciate you, man. I'm wishing you nothing but the best. When you're in Japan, leave the country, I hope you achieve everything you want to achieve.
I wish you nothing but the best too. I'm always going to be watching the show, definitely.
For sure.
Been a fan since day one. So
you know what time it is.
It's not stopping, bro.
Yeah.
I know, say they go big places now.
I know they go gigantic places. As bad as it bad.
You know as it be, you know.
Alright, thank you, my brother.
Yeah, I know.
That's the wrap.